One of the things that I used to see written like in newspapers, or at least in a book that I read a long time ago, was on my headstone, I ask only to be remembered, because for them, life eternal was in the memories of those lives whose people they touched. And you wanted to touch people's lives in a positive way and leave a positive, lasting impression. So, walking past a mirror and not puking, I completely resonate with.
Right. Well, my third book was dedicated to the mayor of a very tough American city, Baltimore. His name was William Donald Schaefer. He made a lot of very good things happen in Baltimore, some of which have slipped back in the last 20 years, but that's another story. But when he retired from mayoralty to become the governor of Maryland, I was at the big goodbye party that was thrown in a hotel or something. And after all of us did all of our "Aren't You Great" stuff, Schaefer got up, and I still remember. He said, "I only want to be remembered by two words, which are on my tombstone, and the two words are, he cared."
Mm.
And that's about as good as it gets. And I think it's an awful time, and it's a wonderful time, because it is a time where, with the right effort, you really can be of significant help to a lot of people. Uh, and the stuff that infuriates me is the stuff that I read that says bosses who are now doing the work from home thing, and they're doing Zoom all day long with 23 meetings, and they're trying to keep productivity up. Well, as far as I'm concerned, I hope they get a special seat on Dante's ninth or new 10th ring of hell. Fundamentally, it's a time to make a difference. And of course, the sucker play, which is the last 40 years of my life. If you do these things, you end up making a lot of money. I mean, it's not as if there's nothing altruistic about being thoughtful and caring and paying decent wages to your employees. It is the best known way to humankind, unless you got suckered in by the shareholder value maximization crap. It is the best way in the world long term to serve customers, to be part of communities, and so on. And so this should be the world's greatest good news story. And it is for some people. And the other thing, and I don't know whether this is a problem for you guys, I doubt that it is as much as it is, but this horrible thing called management gurus, which incidentally was started by The Economist magazine, this thing about, suppose there are a set of people like that, and obviously people identify me with that, so I can't escape. The management guru class acts as if 90% of the world work for either the FTSE 100 or the Fortune 500, and they pay no attention whatsoever to the smaller businesses. And the smaller businesses are the ones that create all the jobs, and where all of us work, whether we are Kenyans, Brits, Americans, Canadians, or whatever. And there are a lot of small business leaders who get this. And a lot of small business leaders, let me say, and not be a, I don't know what the term is, a smart aleck or what have you. I certainly understand the small business that has lost all of its clients, and the person who started the business, let's call it a 10-table restaurant, had to mortgage his home and keep his kids out of school in order to start the restaurant, and now he can't pay the mortgage. I am not asking him or her to play God relative to employees. So there are situations, obviously, where the word dire is not even significant enough.